Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our championship review show. It is round 34 of 46, part 1 of 2. We're in a midweek run. 6 games last night, 6 games tonight. Obviously, we will look at the 6 games that occurred last night, and I'll get your thoughts and give you mine on each and every one of those. Not too much in the way of top 6 action last night. That is all kind of rammed into tonight's program, but still plenty of talking points, particularly as it pertains to the playoff race, with a few victories there for teams that would like to get in there, heaping the pressure on all the teams playing tonight. Let me know that you can see me and hear me loudly and clearly. Let yourself be known in the chat and say hello. And of course, give me your comments on each and every game as we go through. We will go down from highest to lowest in terms of ranking of teams. Before we go any further, let's just give a quick shout out to our fan sponsor, who is Russ, a fan and now a friend despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Thank you so much to Russ, who sponsored this show throughout I was going to say a very long season. It seems to have flown by, though, doesn't it? We're nearly at the 10 games to go point. You can, like Russ, you can go and help out, subscribe via Patreon, support the channel, receive regular Patreon exclusive content. Already got a whole ton of questions for the Patreon exclusive Q&A that's coming tomorrow. We've already got another classics reviewed in the bag. Plenty of good stuff behind the paywall over on Patreon. The best way to regularly support my work here. Obviously, you can support via Super Chat during the show at any point. First Super Chat becomes king of the bin. And for the princely sum of nothing at all, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and make sure you have your say. I'll try and read out as many comments as is humanly possible during the show. So have your say for each and every game that we're going to talk about. Carl's here, Samuel, Sophie, Williams, James, Leeds 2021, Mr. E, Reading first today. Yes, indeed. Barlio's here, James, Brian, Titch, Richard, a nervous Norwich fan. Lovely stuff. Lee gives a shout out. Ben, oh dear. Hope you're okay, Lee. Definite shout out for you, my friend. Can someone look after my bias at the door? Tremendous stuff. I'm going head to head with the budget, am I? Do I know my audience too well? Well, on the basis I didn't even know the budget was happening. There you go. Although I think I can do my self-employed grant at the moment. Right. Lots of other, let me just bang through. Bang. Sorry if I didn't read all of them. There you go. Scott Malone, Millwall's best striker. Probably. Actually, isn't he? Let's get into this then. So 6 games last night. It was Cardiff 4, Derby 0. Second straight 4-0 home win for Cardiff. Coventry 1, Borough 2. Is that Warnock coming? Who knows? Huddersfield 1, Birmingham 1 down at the bottom. Millwall 2, Preston 1, starring Scott Malone, Millwall's best striker. Forest 0, Luton 1. Impressive stuff from Luton. And Reading 1, Blackburn 0. That is where we are going first. Reading 1, Blackburn 0. So why don't you get your comments in on that one? I'll just change that down the bottom there. Reading, well, they're still in there, aren't they? In 5th spot. I put a tweet out this morning with some numbers. Over the last 23 games now, with a half a season sample size, 7th. We're worrying about, was the run since the silly run at the start of the season going to, in the end, see them drop 1 or 2 places below? Yeah, keep getting results like this. They're definitely going to get into those playoffs, aren't they? There's your Reading team. Raphael, Yidam, Morrison, Moore and Richards. I hope, if anyone could smarten me up, Morrison going out after 33 minutes doesn't look too good. Just after they've finally got that back four working. Any update on that would be great. I'll go with that team shape, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But sort of a diamond midfielder, a 4-3-1-2. I didn't see 90 minutes of this game, so I can't give you anything more than I see there. Semedo, Laurent, Ajaria, Elise 10, and two up top. Puskás returning and scoring up top with Lucas João. So Paunovic, not a one-trick pony. He's changed system. Let's see whether that was for this game or they're going to move forward like this. There's your Blackburn team. Kaminsky in goal. Nyambi and Bell are the fullbacks. Lenihan and Harwood Bellis. Centre-backs. Tribal starts. A rare start for him. Rothwell, Evans, Armstrong, Elliott and Brereton. And the boy wonder, who I've raved about all season, makes a big mistake here, Harvey Elliott, doesn't he? Gives the ball away, sort of just gets caught dribbling back towards his goal and doesn't release it soon enough. He gets robbed. It's into Puskás, who takes his time and marks his return to the team with a very useful match-winning goal. And Reading go ahead and get the victory. Let's have a look at those underlying numbers. Story of Blackburn's season, that, isn't it? 68% on the possession, 12 shots, but they lose. 4 shots to 2 on target in Reading's favour. 1 big chance to 0 in Reading's favour. And that's been the pattern in plenty of their games. They defend well, efficient up front, okay defending a lead, and that gets you wins, doesn't it? And it's another win. The 17th win of the season for Reading. They've won half of their games. Only Brentford and Norwich have won more games than Reading this season. That may change tonight with Watford and Swansea playing. But 3 wins in 5, 57 points. We do a lot of projecting here, don't we? Let me bring up the glorious 10-year averages. And what do we say for the playoffs? The 10-year average is only 72. It's lower than you would imagine, isn't it? So Reading are 15 points off that with 12 games to go. 12 games to go, a top 6 side. You maybe expect more like 16 to 18 points as a minimum. Add 18 onto that, that's 75. All looks nice, doesn't it? So that's 1.5 points per game is all they need to get to 75 now. So nice. Blackburn lose again. The losing streak ended with a draw in the previous game. I don't recall who that was against. Let me just check. So Blackburn, drew Cov, didn't they? But lots and lots of defeats and a big slide down the table. And it looks like our Blackburn going to be one of our first teams on the beach this season. They're not going down with 40 points from 33 games. Doesn't look like they're going to challenge the playoffs. 13 points short with 13 to go. I don't know what the plan is now for Tony Mowbray for the rest of the season. I guess you try and build whatever it is you're gonna do for next season. Let's have a look at your comments. Let's try and find where they start. There we go. It's a cracking shirt you've got on. Are we talking River? I've got no idea where I got this shirt from. I could look in the label, but then you'll see how fat I am underneath it. Dearie me. Charlie, Rotherham v Sheffield Wednesday prediction. Met you in Sidywell 2019 before it was. I remember, Charlie. Who did I go with? Do you know I did go away win? And I'm not even saying that just because you're a Rotherham fan. Another grant for me. Lovely stuff today. Blackburn out of the playoff push with that result. Blackburn have fallen off a cliff. They've got some good young players, maybe a bit too young, get some results together. 2 young centre-backs on loan. We had this at Ipswich where you got 2 young centre-backs and 2 old full-backs. It's normally the other way round, isn't it? James, really surprised how Reading have done this year, aren't we all? Having them in our last 5 along with Watford and Barnsley doesn't fill me with a world of confidence. What is the best way to watch championship games? Give a very facetious answer. I look at a TV screen and follow them. Charlie, channel legend. Reading was solid last night, but Puskis looked brilliant. Morrison pulled his hamstring. Ouch. That's a pull, not a tear, but that's still going to be a couple of weeks, you would think. Sofa score got team shape correct. Blackburn got Paunoed. 1 goal, then defend for your lives. Puskis very sharp. Morrison and Rinamoto probably out for the... a bit bad luck with injuries, Reading, haven't it? Attack momentum graphic seems to show it was all Blackburn second half. Doesn't it just? Yeah. But Reading are quite happy sitting in without the ball, are they? Aren't they? Harvey Elliott will play for England within 2 years. It does seem a matter of when rather than if, doesn't it? What I saw of this was all Blackburn have 1 point from 21. Reading are grinding out 1-0 to their credit. Absolutely. Blackburn played well second half. Not a bad performance. Poor goal to give away. Blackburn have disappointed me. Yeah, I think underachieved. Haven't they? Ben is fat in the same way Lee Tomlin is thin. I hope so. Yeah. OJ, I thought Blackburn would do a Swansea last season and push into the playoffs with the top young talents they had bought in. Right, let's move on. I'll just read AJ's there. Need a change of coach. Gone a bit stale. Sometimes the way, isn't it? Just need a little tweak. Rumours Mowbray could be gone in the summer. But hey, I don't need to worry about Ipswich timing everything right and waiting for Mowbray, do I? But anyway, I'm on the Paul Cook train. Let's not worry about that. It's not all about that in this show. Right. Cardiff 4, Derby 0 in a Mick McCarthy classic. Cardiff win 4-0 for the second home game. I've done a tweet about this with 27% possession. It's just glorious, isn't it? And they had the princely sum of 36% possession when they beat Preston 4-0 in the previous home game. You've got to love it, haven't you? Brilliant from Mick again. There is the team. Why change it? But Bakuna comes in and scores 2 goals. So he just has the Midas touch at the moment, McCarthy, doesn't he? Brilliant. Phillips in goal. Nelson, Flint, Morrison, Bent and NG. Injury to Bennett in that one. Pack and Volks. Ojo and Bakuna off. Kiefer Moore up top. For Derby, Roos starts in goal. Obviously, Marshall got injured in that watch along we did. Buchanan, Clark, Mengi starts. And Wisdom is right back. That's a unfamiliar look. I know it's only one player. George Edmondson in front and the back 4. Rooney trying a few different things. Sibley starts. Banangime starts with Shinny. So no Bird there. He's on the bench. Josh Viak. Gregory, no Kazim Richards. It really does look like a very different looking Derby team. You can see why it didn't quite click straight away. And the outcome was how it was. Let's have a look at the goals. Bakuna has been played in there. They've really let him run off. You see Bennett, the left wing back in the left-hand side of the picture alongside the ref. They've really let Bakuna run in unchecked there. And he slides that in for 1-0. There's Big Kiefer from a set play heading in yet another goal. Will Volks with the assist for that one. This is a great goal, this one. Bakuna touch and he just bends that one in the corner beautifully. And Kel Roos is not going to want to see this one. Will Volks is absolutely miles out down the middle of the goal as well and just catches Roos out and slams it in. That is way out, isn't it? Actually, if the shading is 6 yards, 18, 24, exactly 30 yards out, miles out, and it's a 4-0 win for Cardiff doing the business. And I'll show you those numbers because they'll amuse you. 27% possession, 4 big chances to 0. Tremendous stuff from Cardiff and Mick. And they're back into the top 6. Yes, Bournemouth and Barnsley have not played yet, but I mean, the run they're on is just scandalously good, isn't it? where are we up to? It's seven wins, 3 draws in 10, or is it 6 wins, 3 draws in 10? I can't. No, it's 7, isn't it? Because the winning streak was 6 at one point, wasn't it? I think I'm right in saying that. Just an incredible start. And Cardiff just laying down the threat and the challenge to everybody else. Derby, a bit of a tail off. Only 1 point from the last couple of games. They'll need to pick that back up. And Rooney doesn't want to start messing too much with what was working too early in the season, because many a slip can be had between now and then. Let's have a look at your comments. Derby couldn't handle Cardiff's press. Derby just passed it around the back for 90 minutes. Right, yeah. Classic Mick. This management malarkey is easy, isn't it, Jess? This one's on Rooney. Yeah, I thought so, Ridley. 6 changes, cobbled together side who haven't played together. Totally agree. Players out of position. Complete disaster. He sacrificed this one for Cov on Saturday. Interesting theory. Cardiff is a team you wouldn't want to face in the playoffs? Nope. What a signing NG has been. Fantastic. He's been great, hasn't he? McCardiff have said Bennett is... McCarthy has said Bennett is not in good shape. That's bad news. So I don't know what their solution is going to be at left wing back. Barnsley and Cardiff, surprise packages. Cardiff giving the impression of a team that makes a late dash for the playoffs and makes them and does well. 3 certainties in life, death taxes and Cardiff set plays. Easiest victory for Cardiff this season. Derby were awful. Mistake after mistake. Cardiff second highest scorers in the league. Are they? That's ridiculous, isn't it? 4-0 winners again. McCarthy certainly doesn't get a bad rap here. We're all over his work, aren't we? Furious Rooney made half a dozen changes for this one. Went 1 for 5 on my predictions. Derby have reverted to Koku ball. Yeah, not good. And Bennett may have got a serious injury. Ouch. Swans Cardiff in the playoffs. Hey, who knows? So many players back for Derby, and yet they concede. A row at Houghton, Monk, Karanka becoming the new Warnock, McCarthy, Pulis. Well, those 3 you've mentioned there, Alex, had a lot of success, though, where maybe we can't really class Houghton in that, but yes. Let's have a look here. Cardiff are a good team, but come on, they're not Man City. I don't think anyone's saying they're Man City, are they? No reason we couldn't have got here. Rooney through the game, beat before. Yeah, I think 2 things can be true here. I think Derby's approach can be wrong, but that doesn't make Cardiff's achievements under Mick any less impressive. Derby got what they deserved. Signs of Koku passing it around, trying to get a break. There we go. I think we are all good. Shall we move on to where are we going next? Coventry 1, Middlesbrough 2. And Middlesbrough are doing that thing again, aren't they? Where they get close to the playoffs and then drop away and then get close. So I think they're in the get close again moment now, aren't they? Borough, a good win at Coventry, which I did predict, I have to say. And they're going to go in 2-1 with a late winner from George Saville in this one. There are your teams. Wilson in goal for Cov, Rose, McFadzean and Hyam, Darbo, McCallum, Kelly Harmer, O'Hare, Biamu and Walker. Nice and settled for Cov, but not getting them the result. Bettinelli in goal for Borough, Dykesteel, Fry and Hall across the back, Spence and Boller, Tavernier, McNair, Howson, Akpom and Cabano. He definitely keeps it fresh up the top, Warnock. It's virtually a different sort of front 3 or 4, 5, the configuration up the top, different every game. Here's the opening goal, which has gone down as an own goal. And would you believe that's the second consecutive goal Neil Warnock's conceded from a long throw? Somewhat of a taste of his own medicine. I thought Biamu put it in at the back stick, but SofaScore there is saying it's a Dykesteel own goal. 1-0 Cov. There is Grant Hall on the back post. Set plays, everybody. nods that one back across the keeper and into the back of the net for 1-1. And here comes the goal. Good work by Howson. And in the end, you can see George Saville is just broken for him there. Everyone's got suckered into the near post for the cross. And Saville just taps it over the line in the 87th minute. Fun anomaly in the stats here because Coventry didn't have a shot on target, yet they scored, which is always interesting. Borough only had 2 shots on target. So this game had 2 shots on target and 3 goals, which is pretty impressive, isn't it? 3 big chances, though, for Borough in the game. Does look like a viable victory for Warnock. And there's the playoff picture. So they're 3 points off. It does feel like they're destined to sort of end up 3 points off when we get to game 46, doesn't it? But they're in there. They win games. We'll see if he can put together a run. 4 points from the last 2. Do that again in the next 2, and then again in the next 2. And they will be close because that would project 58 at game number 38. And, you know, he'd fancy his chances from that position, wouldn't he? So plenty of traffic in the way and plenty of games to go, though. Coventry now played 34, 35 points. They're nearly at points parity. Were they to lose their next game, they would be at points parity, projecting 46 for the season. Again, I'll reiterate my mantra, though. There is no relegation battle unless we get some wins from those bottom 3 teams. None of them played last night, so we will see if those victories come. But everyone stays where they are if the bottom 3 do not win. Let's have a look at your comments here. Borough, tight game, but Borough nicked it overall. Agreed. Warnock, ugly football. Is this a controversial opinion? No, I don't think so. Finds a way to win. Borough arguably better away than at home. Currently agreed. Nick this one, but Cov can't afford to lose at home when their away form is generally poor. Don't talk to me about long throw-ins. We've got to talk about long throw-ins, especially where Mr. Warnock is concerned. More than one way to play football. Don't think Borough fans care when it's absolutely. My argument is that a good football team creates a lot of big chances and doesn't concede very many big chances. How teams arrive at that is up to them, isn't it? But that's the sign of a good team, not any particular sort of philosophy. Brilliant finish by Saville. Yeah, right. Tapping it in. Coventry's form starting to dip. It's been dipping for a little while, hasn't it, John? They just throw in a win, though, don't they? As and when they need one. Borough versus Swansea on Saturday. You love to see that, don't you? Right. Millwall 2, Preston 1. Millwall back to winning ways. Get your comments in on this one. Preston. Can I say Preston erratic like I have done all season? Yeah, I can, and I'm going to. You never know what you're going to get. Big win for them over Huddersfield at the weekend, but now they're flipped around and they're good at home and they're bad away. I don't know. I can't keep up. There's your Borough team: Bialkowski, Evans, Hutchison, Cooper, Malone and Romeo. Billy Mitchell gets a start. Nice. Like to see that. Ryan Woods as well. Bennett, Bodvarsson, Wallace up top. So Rowett had tried Wallace and Bennett as a 2 recently. He's gone back to his 3 at the back after losing at Barnsley. His Preston team: Iverson, Vandenberg, Story, Hughes, Cunningham, Mollenby, Whiteman, Sinclair, Potts, Gordon, Evans. Some sense that's settled. I suspect, given that they've lost, it will change again before the weekend. 2 absolutely brilliant goals in this game. Look at this from Evans. That's the ball dropping out of the sky. He's going to get his body shape right. He's going to get his technique right. Left foot, full volley, slams that back across himself from inside the D into the far corner. Great goal from Evans, but perhaps this one's even better from Scott Malone, who drifts in from the left, and he absolutely spanks that one into the top corner. You see Iverson just having a look around Vandenberg, and that's all it took because Malone stuffed that one right in the top corner. Brilliant goal by Scott Malone. And that looks like Maradona against Peter Shilton, doesn't it? Only Bennett doesn't handball it. He actually heads it in the goal. Bit of a mistake by Iverson, but Bennett heads the winner. He's in a nice little run of form. Mason Bennett, a couple of goals for him in the last week or two. Viable victory for Millwall, says the numbers. 2 big chances to 0, 13 shots to 6. Little edge more of the possession. I think 6 passes more, but, is what it is. And a good win for Millwall, who are now 10th. And, big picture, I suppose we always use 8th as the barometer for Millwall because they've finished there twice since they've been in the Championship. They're 5 points off that. They're at the top of that little mini league of teams trying to get into the playoff chase. So I can think of worse places to be. Literally every position below. So I'm sure if you, I haven't done it, but if you wound out the Millwall form for 10 or 12 games now, perfectly serviceable total of points there for Preston. Who knows what you're going to get? Looks like they're probably going to end up finishing in the bottom half, barring some kind of run, which probably represents the worst. I don't know what Preston's league finishes all are. Feels like Alex Neil's always sort of finished in the top half, doesn't it? So let's have a look at your comments. 1 defeat in 11. There you go. Which is a decent enough run by anybody's standard. Right, where do these start? Well done to Mason Bennett, not only on his goal, but also getting to injury time, but still only 2 full games. His entire career, or just his Millwall career. That's sensational if that's true. Preston Bournemouth, impossible to call, right, yeah. 2 great goals in a scrappy first half, 1 brave header in the second. Battle in midfield between Mitchell and Mollenby. Yeah, interesting. Mollenby returning to Millwall was a great watch, both names for the future. Excellent stuff. Poor first half, not worthy of the 2 cracking goals. We were much better in the second half and deserved the win. Terrible keeping from the... Yeah, he's caught in no man's land completely. Isn't he anything else? The Danny Dichio derby. Sensational. Chris, we edged the first half, dominated. Scott Roberto Carlos Malone is now our top scorer from open play. Wood's got his first assist in 50-odd games. He's played for Millwall, albeit fatal indecision indeed. Great result for Lions, says Stephen. Good to see Mitchell play. Hopefully sign Malone on a permanent in the summer. I suspect he will. Phil agrees with the sentiments earlier. Those 2 brilliant goals in the first half. Second half, Millwall bossed it, deserved the win. Mitchell did all the work, allowing Woods to play and pick the passes. Indeed. Preston lost players in January. Yeah, they're retooling now. Sophie, aren't they, without Ben Davis and Ben Pearson as well. And let's move on to, it's a great result for Luton, this. I'm dead impressed with this. I didn't go all in on my prediction, but I was certain Forest were going to win this game. I thought it was a really good matchup for Chris Hughton, but no. Nathan Jones gets the win, and it's back-to-back wins, and Luton move on to 44 points for the Hatters. Brilliant stuff by Luton. I will, like a broken record, repeat the 10-year average to avoid relegation is 45, and Luton are 1 point back from that. And I tweeted earlier, Luton, 8 goals away from home all season, and that's got them 20 points, 6 wins and 2 draws from 8 goals, which is just incredible stuff from Luton away from home output compared to goals. And we'll bring the away table up. Actually, let's do it now. And you'll see no one else is even close to being that bad in terms of fewest goals. Sheffield Wednesday have got 11. Watford have got 11. Christ. But yeah, Luton are far and away the lowest away scorers, but by no means the worst away team, are they? There's your lineup. Samba in goal for Forest. Christie, Figueiredo, Worrell, Ribeiro. Cafu, Garner, Lolly starts, Kravinovic, Knockout, Glenn Murray up top. He misses a big chance in this game, doesn't he? Slugger in goal for Luton, Clark, Pearson, Naismith, Potts. Did Naismith play centre-back? Someone smarten me up on that. Surely not. Did he? Let me look at his heat map. If he did, that's amazing. Oh, looks fairly like he did. Nice one. He really can play anywhere, can't he? Ray, Dewsbury Hall, Tunnicliffe, who scores for the second game running, and Panzu Adebayo, who was my player of the week in my tribal football column. You check that out, tribalfootball.com. Harry Cornick up top. Here's the goal. This is actually a really good goal. It doesn't look like it, but Panzu crosses it in, and the Bruce Lee fly kick, and he kind of cushions it to Samba's right, where there's not that big a gap. Tunnicliffe. It's a great goal. It's one of those, I hate the term underrated, but one of those goals that you kind of look at and you think, oh, cross into the box, oh, into the net it goes, whatever. But nice goal by Tunnicliffe. Great win by Luton. If we look at the underlying numbers, the Luton fans won't mind me saying a little bit of a smash and grab here, but the evidence says with those 20 points from 8 goals that they've done it all season is brilliant. Look, 3 big chances to 1 in the game, 19 shots, 59% possession, but 0 points for Forest. Let's tip our cap to Luton, who, in terms of finances, refuse to play the silly games that some of the Championship people do, refuse to overspend, don't have as much income, have been in League One recently. This 44 points by 33 games, that's really impressive stuff, and 7 points in the last 3. Luton, and we have to look at it this way, are 15 points above the relegation zone. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from the Hatters, who we are going to have the joys of again next season for sure. Forest stay on 40 points. They're a fair way above, but little drop off in form from them. 1 point in the last 2 games for Krissy Houghton. Let's have a look at your comments. What are you guys saying on this one? There we go. Brian looking up and not down now. Well, that's a good point. What happens if we do look up? Well, the top 10 would be the target, with Millwall only 2 points away. Again, I would still have 2 eyes up, maybe 1 eye down as well. But yeah, excellent work from Luton. Sluga was brilliant to keep us in it after a relative poor start. Second half was great. Callan Clark played really well. 7 points from playoffs, almost certainly safe. Now, brilliant. Forest with a better side, but Jones did a job on Houghton. Impressive. Jones loves a 1-0 away from home. What an incredible turnaround at Luton this season. Decent. Owen is fuming, as you do when your team loses at home to a bit of a smash and grab. Luton played Norwich next away. I think they'll concede a few. We will see. The hashtag teams like Luton was strong with Forest fans last night. They are now leading the teams like Luton. That's tremendous. But Norwich have a chance to retake that this weekend. Forest, the better side, having a laugh. Not my words. I don't know who said that in the chat. Great away win for the Hatters. What a season we are having. Forest have a tough run now. 6 games they played the top, really, in a row. Let's have a look at that Forest run, because that could be tricky business. Watford, Reading, Norwich, Brentford, Cardiff, and then, wow, he's right, QPR in there after that run. Well spotted. Naismith played a blinder, solid. I've never seen him play centre-back. Never. Interesting. Looked like Beckenbauer. Okay. What else have we got in here? That's us in a nutshell. Missing both our main centre-backs. Very impressive, isn't it? Naismith got man of the match. Well, there you go. I saw Naismith for Wigan play all the way up the left-hand side. You know, left back, left wing back, left midfield, front left. But centre-back, no. The Championship's answer to Stuart Dallas. Agreed. Anybody else here? Luton out, Houghton. Murray, Taylor, Grab and Knockout, Little End product, all under performing. Good all-round performance. Naismith and Clark playing really, really well. Excellent work. Well done. Well done, Luton. Brilliant stuff from them. Right, let's move on. And, click the wrong button. Dope. Oh dear. Lewis, who's written opinion on Derby about 50 times. Just put your comment in once, buddy, because you block up the feed for everybody else. We've already done Derby, so you can just wind back in the chat and you'll hear me talk about that. Finally, Huddersfield 1, Birmingham 1. Is it an unhelpful draw, or is it a game that neither team wanted to lose? I don't know. You'll have to tell me in the comments. Huddersfield still sliding, aren't they? Birmingham, recent points pick up is good, isn't it, for Birmingham, I have to say. There are your teams. Schofield, Edmonds Green, Stearman, Sarr, Pippa, O'Brien, Vallejo, Bakuna, Holmes, Campbell and Benza for Blues. Etheridge, Colin Roberts, Dean Pedersen, Harper. Halilovic gets the start. A few of my Blues friends were after that with Sunjic, Bella, Sanchez. Jutkovic starts. Feels like he hasn't... it's been Hogan for the past few games. Brother. Here are the goals. I love this goal. This sits up beautifully, as you can see there, for Campbell. And he slams that one in on the half volley. Really good technique there. Flies in past Etheridge. This next goal is less aesthetically pleasing, but quite funny because the ball goes in. There's a big scramble and Mark Roberts just runs into the middle of the scramble and just boots the ball into the net from about 1 yard, which amused me, but probably wouldn't amuse you if you were a Huddersfield fan. 67th minute equaliser. The underlying numbers tell us that Birmingham edged this game. 2 big chances to 0, 4 shots to 2, 11 shots to 5. So it could have been better for Birmingham. It could have been worse for Huddersfield, couldn't it? And there is how things stand. And now we look to tonight. So basically in that bottom 8, it's actually good results for the bottom 3. Remember, Rotherham play Sheffield Wednesday tonight. Forgive me, I've forgotten who Wycombe will play. Someone will tell me in the chat. But if you look there, Birmingham drew, Coventry lost, Huddersfield drew, Derby lost, Forest lost. So nobody's really picked up, 2 teams have picked up 1 point. So a win would push the issue here. And we have got Rotherham going against Sheffield Wednesday. So we could get a little bit of a tighten up unless we get the unhelpful draw. Let me just find out who Wycombe are playing tonight. Ouch. They're away at Watford. Okay. So maybe we won't worry about Wycombe getting more than a point tonight. That feels unlikely, doesn't it? Let's have a look at your comments. Birmingham. Thank you, Chris. I got there in the end. Birmingham in the comments. Let's have a look. Anyone on this? 5 bellies. Birmingham will stay up, sending Wycombe, Wednesday and Rotherham down. Why are important games always an unhelpful draw? Because nobody wants to lose then here, don't they? Drawing suits all around them. Yeah, agree with that. They both needed 3 point. Yeah, agreed. Both these teams hoping for a draw tonight at Hillsborough. That's the key, isn't it? Chris, Birmingham evidently didn't play as well as in their last few. Still say Huddersfield are going down. Anything else on this one? What else have we got? Even if Rotherham lose tonight, I think they will stay up. Right. Have a think about your goal of the night. Get your suggestions in. I did a poll. Aren't I wonderfully organised? And I will show you the results of said poll that only went up a couple of hours ago. So we have on the poll there. Can you see that? You can't. Goal of the night. Bacuna's second goal for Cardiff is ahead with 38%. Volks 23%. Evans 15. Malone 18. And Campbell for Huddersfield is at 6%. We'll do a full poll for the whole weekend, but some really, really good goals last night. A few foot like a traction engine goals in there, but plenty of get lost. You're in the timeout, Lewis. I don't think you quite understand how being patient works. Come back in 5 minutes, and don't think that you can talk to me like that and get me to read your comments out, buddy. Come on, grow up. Let's have a look here. Right, Huddersfield goal of the night. Volks, Malone, Saville gone. Malone, Evans, Malone, Evans, Saville, stop it. Bacuna, there we go. How's Ched Evans still playing? Ask Fleetwood because they're missing him quite a lot. We'll do team of the week. We'll do that in the show tomorrow. So the idea tonight is we're going to super stream it tonight. Yeah, absolute teacher mode there. I can't be bothered with it. The nonsense that you get in the comments sometimes here. So we're going to be live from, I think it's like 5:25 tonight before the Brentford-Norwich game. And then we'll just see how long we last because there is a game starting at 8:15 as well. So that would be like the longest super stream ever. But we'll see how we go. We certainly are not going to be missing Brentford-Norwich. So we'll be live from 5:25 and then we'll go on the red button after that. And then it's Stoke versus Swansea at 8:15. I'll probably tap out before the end of that one, I have to say. But you know what it gets like in the super streams. You just keep going and going and going. There we go. If you want to shout out, put it in the comments now and I will shout you out. That has been Championship Review and Reaction Round 34, Part 1. We'll be back for Part 2 tomorrow, but we'll be super streaming it tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to Russ, a fan and now a friend, despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Russ is our fan sponsor in the chat. Shout outs if you want one. Annie, Will, Alex, Five Bellies. And come and join me. Joe, comment of the day. Cheers, Ben, you legend. Absolutely. And we will be back at 5. This is a localized question, but the answer is yes, for sure. So, yeah, we'll be back at 5:25 tonight for Norwich Brentford and the super stream. All that remains for me to do is say thank you very much. And it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.